It's just starting to creep into those lower 60s. So starting to see some of that humidity rolling back into the area, and we'll certainly feel that in full force by tomorrow. The rest of this evening looking very quiet, comfortable. A few clouds here in the next couple of hours, but for the most part, enjoying some 70s and some comfortable conditions here this evening. Things changing, though, heading into this weekend as we track the next big thing, looking at some rain back in the forecast. So starting off tomorrow, we'll look to see a few showers, some thunderstorms possible after 4 o'clock. There is a question mark on the chance of maybe if we see some stronger thunderstorms. But Saturday, bulk of the day should be pretty dry, mainly after sunset for most of us, and overnight we'll see those showers and thunderstorms possible. Same thing for Sunday. That'll probably be our best chance for some rainfall there after midnight, extending into Monday for some shower and thunderstorm chances. Storm Prediction Center has added southern Minnesota and northern Iowa into that level 1 out of a level 5 severe risk for tomorrow. Again, looking pretty low confidence there for that severe threat, but should we see any stronger storms, wind and hail would be those primary concerns. Some good rainfall possible here as we look ahead through the next several days. Many of us could be looking at half an inch on the lower side, potentially upwards of maybe near 2+ inches possible in parts of North Iowa. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast as we look to see some rainy conditions over the next few days. The good news is daytime hours Saturday and Sunday looking.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
It's like a little birthday present from Mother Nature next week for me. Looking outside, skies pretty comfortable here for the area. Comfortable conditions. Temperature-wise, we're sitting into those 70s. Dew points starting to creep up into those 60s. So we are getting back a little bit more of that moisture here for us in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa as we track a lot more humidity heading into tomorrow and this weekend. The rest of this evening looking very nice. So if you are wanting to get out and about to the Freeborn County Fair this evening, or just take a walk before or after dinner, a great evening to do so. We'll look to see some clear sky, maybe a couple clouds over the next hour or two, but temperature-wise staying pleasant into the 70s, cooling back into the 60s by about 9 o'clock tonight. As we look ahead to this start of the weekend and the weekend, we're tracking some changes. The next big thing on the way for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa as we track those upcoming rain chances. So we'll start off with Friday here. We have a few showers and storms that may be possible after 4 o'clock. Question mark, though, by some strong storms. A question mark there. Still some uncertainty on if we can see some of those storms develop, and if we can, maybe a few of them could be on the stronger side with some wind and hail as those main concerns. Then we transition into Saturday. Most of that rain will hold off until after sunset for most of us, and that will continue overnight as well. So the bulk of our Saturday should be pretty dry and quiet. A very sunny, humid day for the start of the weekend, and similar situation happening on Sunday where we have a dry day part, but we're looking at the best chance for some shower and thunderstorm activity after midnight, and that will extend into Monday. So the weekend as a whole should be dry. It'll be more so after sunset and overnight that we're looking at some rain back in the area. Let's briefly talk about Friday. As we alluded to, there's a possibility of maybe some strong storms over southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, even stretching into Wisconsin, back up towards portions of the upper peninsula of Michigan and down through portions of southern Iowa too. Level 1 out of a level 5 risk. So very stray in manner if we can get those thunderstorms to develop. Wind and hail would be our primary concern. So some gusty winds, some small hail at best if we can see some stronger storms to develop on Friday. In terms of rainfall amounts, totals kind of adjusting slightly from yesterday's model guidance. Today, we're looking at the opportunity of much of southeast Minnesota and northeast Iowa, from the Mankato area back towards Fairmont, down towards Mason City. Waterloo area could be looking at some higher totals. So higher totals as we head further south, but much of our area could be looking at totals ranging anywhere from half an inch on the lower side, upwards of, say, an inch, inch and a half on the higher side, maybe upwards of some localized higher amounts towards about 2 inches. But looking at that 10-day forecast here, we are gearing up for those wet conditions, of course, through this weekend, extending into early Monday. And as we look towards next week, then starting to see some sunshine here back into the area. So some drier conditions for next week, but some good moisture possible here this weekend. As you saw, some of those totals could be rather impressive for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Temperature-wise, not too terrible. Upper 70s to low 80s, very seasonal for us. It'll really be the humidity that gets us this time around.
Doesn't it every time?
It does.
Not the heat, it's the humidity.
Exactly.
Minnesotan thing to think and say. We'll be right back after this.
Some nice conditions today, but it's not likely going to stay that way for too much longer, as we do have a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. I don't expect this to be an all-day event coming up for our Friday, but we may have a brief chance for a shower or a thunderstorm for some places around the area. And then as we go into the weekend chances looking to be coming in the overnight hours. So during the daytime hours, looking to be on the all right side.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
We have been enjoying some really beautiful conditions out and about through the area today. Temperatures currently sitting into the 70s. If you're looking to try and get out here tonight before bed or just after dinner, a perfect evening to do such. Dew points, though, I will note, starting to climb a little bit. So we're going to start to feel a little bit more of that humidity back in the area. 64 for that dew point in Preston, 62 in Rochester, 66 towards Austin. Notice here towards Albert Lee, Charles City, Mason City, seeing dew points anywhere from around 65 upwards of 68 degrees. So that humidity starting to increase, and we'll see a lot more of that humidity tomorrow and through the weekend. So take advantage here, probably those last couple hours of some less humid conditions through this evening. And then, of course, things getting a bit uncomfortable heading into this weekend. So enjoy the nice conditions tonight. We'll see some clearing sky continue. But like I said, with the humidity returning, we're also tracking our next big thing, and that is going to be some upcoming rain chances. One thing of note here for tomorrow, the Storm Prediction Center has upgraded and added southern Minnesota and northern Iowa to a level 1 out of a level 5 severe risk for tomorrow. Overall, not the highest of confidence that we'll see strong to severe storms, but if we can get a couple storms to develop and they've got a little bit more energy, a little more oomph to them, we will be looking at the possibility of some gusty winds, some small hail being our primary threats for any strong to severe activity tomorrow, but I think that should stay pretty limited. Timing for Friday and the weekend rain chances right now on track, similar to what we were forecasting yesterday. So the good news is they're staying consistent. Tomorrow, we're looking at the chance for a few showers and some storms after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So again, a late day threat for any rain activity. Now, we do have a question mark by the possibility of some of those storms being on the strong side again. If we do, wind and hail will be our primary concerns. Heading into Saturday, we are looking at a pretty dry day for us. It'll be after sunset for most of us, extending into the overnight that we bring in that shower and thunderstorm chance. Heading into Sunday, similar situation plays out as what we're expecting on Saturday. So Sunday, looking at the best chance for some shower and thunderstorm activity. And again, that holds off until after midnight, and that will extend into Monday. So Monday morning's commute, probably a bit wet for many of us. In terms of rainfall amounts, they've kind of upped a little bit since yesterday. Much of southern Minnesota, northern Iowa could be looking at anywhere from a ½ inch upwards of 1.5 inches in terms of totals. Notice, though, south of I-90 into portions of northern Iowa, Highway 18 corridor could be looking at 2+ inches for rainfall when all is said and done by the end of Monday. And again, not all of this rain coming in one sitting. It'll kind of be multiple chances to see that rainfall coming through. So we'll take the advantage of the rainfall, of the moisture while we can. Temperatures tomorrow, pretty seasonal, upper 70s to low 80s for those afternoon highs. And again, bringing in those straight shower and thunderstorm chances towards the tail end of the afternoon into the evening hours. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast where we look ahead to those multiple rain chances on the way Friday through Monday. And then looking at a Tuesday into the middle of next week, looking pretty dry and sunny. Temperatures continuing to stay seasonal. In fact, by Thursday into next weekend, we could even be looking at temps taking a bit of a dip below average, lower to mid 70s. So looking to see maybe more September type temperatures by next weekend,
Which would be incredible. I can't speak too soon. I'm sure the kiddos still want some more summer out of Mother Nature, but
yes,
it'd be comfortable.
Yes.
Sarah, thank you.
Well, it's time to get a quick check on the weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon out on our weather patio for us this evening. Sarah, good evening. How you doing?
Well, hey there, Grant. I'm doing pretty well. Things are very nice out here on the weather patio, although when I did step outside, I noticed humidity starting to creep up there this evening. We'll notice some rather muggy conditions heading into tomorrow and this weekend. High temperatures today, very seasonal. A beautiful day. That sun was nice. We had high temperatures today in the upper 70s to low 80s. However, looking ahead to tomorrow, not only do we track the humidity that we're starting to notice this evening, but we bring in some rain chances, looking to track some straight shower and thunderstorm activity tomorrow afternoon, primarily after about 4 o'clock. But as we move into this weekend between Saturday night, Sunday night, and into Monday morning, looking at multiple rounds of some shower and thunderstorm activity. We could get a good drink of water by early next week. So we'll talk more about those forecast details, and I'll give you the first alert to the latest timing and potentially how much rainfall our area could be looking at when all is said and done. That's ahead in just a few minutes. Grant. We are keeping a close eye on the weekend as we track some rainfall on the way. I have the first alert details to what's in store in terms of our latest timing and total amounts that we could be looking at. Tomorrow, we'll see some dry conditions to kick off the day, and then we bring in a little more moisture towards the tail end by the afternoon and the evening hours as we track some straight shower and thunderstorm chances. Your latest first alert details are next. We have been enjoying some nice conditions out there today, but starting to feel that humidity creep up a bit. With the humidity returning this weekend, we're tracking our next big thing, and that is the threat for some showers and thunderstorms. Looking ahead to tomorrow, portions of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa under a level 1 out of a level 5 severe risk for tomorrow. Overall, I think our severe threat is low, but not completely zero. Should we see any thunderstorm activity developing that gets a little more oomph to it, we could be looking at wind and hail as our primary concerns for any possible strong to severe activity tomorrow. So timing continuing to stay in place here as we look ahead to this next few days. Tomorrow looking to bring in a few showers and storms after about 4 o'clock, and there's a chance that some of those could be on the stronger side. That's why we have that question mark on there in case we don't end up seeing much strength with those storms. Heading into Saturday, the weekend, looking dry through the day part. So I don't think you need to adjust or cancel any plans unless you have outdoor plans overnight, like some camping, in which case then you would want to make some adjustments, especially making sure you have those rain gears and a shelter should we see thunderstorms. But most rain should be moving in after sunset on Saturday, extending into the overnight. Similar situation comes Sunday night with the best chance for shower and thunderstorm activity. That would be mainly after midnight, extending into Monday. Rain totals have increased a bit. The latest guidance coming in today compared to yesterday. Most of southern Minnesota, northern Iowa looking at least a half inch, upwards of an inch, inch and a half on the high side. However, our highest amounts of rainfall could be moving a little bit further north. This has shifted a little bit further north here today. Spots towards the Highway 18 corridor, towards Waterloo, could be looking at upwards of 2+ inches in that area. So monitoring things closely in terms of totals, but the good news is not expecting any significant flood concerns as we'll see kind of over a 4-day stretch those rain totals coming in. Tomorrow, of course, keeping an eye on straight shower and thunderstorm activity. Temperatures should be staying pretty seasonal there into the upper 70s to low 80s. Here's that 7-day forecast for Mankato. Again, day part on the weekend looking dry and sunny. It's the overnight that we're watching for those showers and thunderstorms. So we'll see showers and thunderstorms through about Monday morning and then drying out heading into this weekend. 10-day forecast for the Rochester area as we bring in some shower and thunderstorm activity for the next few days. Again, not a washout, but certainly keep the rain gear handy. And through the weekend, I don't think you need to make any plan adjustments at all, but keep the rain gear handy, of course, if you have any late evening festivities happening. But next week looking a little bit drier for the area.
A little bit drier, always a good thing. Always good for the humans, at least. For the plants, maybe not so much.
Well, a little bit of everything for everyone.
Yeah, of course. And,
Yep.
you know, we appreciate it. The rain and sun has been good, both for the humans and the plants. So thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it.
We continue to keep an eye on our upcoming rain chances for the weekend. I have the first alert to the latest details in terms of timing and totals that we could be looking at when all is said and done. Tomorrow, a dry start to the day, but as we enter into the later afternoon hours, starting to increase that chance for some straight shower and thunderstorm activity. We'll talk about all those details on timing and totals coming up in just a few minutes. And we are monitoring the weekend forecast very closely as we bring back some rain chances. I have the first alert details in just a few minutes.
Well, while farmers have those networks, we get the fortune of having meteorologist Sarah Gannon out on our weather patio, being able to tell us a little bit more about the weather. Sarah, how's it going?
Well, hey there, Grant. It's a nice evening out here, but I've got to say, I've noticed that humidity is starting to kind of creep up a little bit here in on the weather patio in Rochester. So recapping today, we saw a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. I hope you all were able to get outside and enjoy the great weather. High temperatures today, we saw them climbing into the upper 70s and low 80s, so a very seasonal day. We stay dry through the rest of tonight, even into tomorrow morning, but as we approach the later afternoon hours into the evening, we bring in our next weather maker. So one of multiple rounds of shower and thunderstorm activity that we will be looking at. This round will stay pretty straight in manner, and we'll gradually be looking at better chances for shower and thunderstorm activity Sunday night into Monday. So not a washout event, but you will need the umbrella handy, maybe the rain gear as well as we transition into the next few days. So a bit to keep an eye on, but I'll have all those first alert details coming in just a few minutes. We are keeping an eye on some upcoming rain chances tomorrow, extending through the weekend. And the good news is we should be able to enjoy some dry conditions during the daytime hours this weekend. So I'll break down more of those first alert forecast details, and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. We are looking ahead to some active weather heading into tomorrow and this weekend as we track the next big thing. I want to give you the first alert to what's in store for tomorrow as we track the potential for maybe a couple stronger thunderstorms possible. Overall confidence on severe activity is low, but not zero. The Storm Prediction Center has added southern Minnesota, northern Iowa into a level 1 out of a level 5 severe risk for our area. Should we see any stronger storms that have just a little bit more oomph to them, we could be looking at some gusty winds, some smaller hail as our primary threats for any strong to severe activity. So looking ahead to tomorrow, timing-wise, timing stays consistent here as we look at the latest guidance from today. A few showers and storms are possible tomorrow, mainly late afternoon into the evening hours. And again, kind of a question mark by the potential for some strong activity. Not zero, but possible here. Kind of a lower end risk for the area. But transitioning into this weekend, we look at Saturday where we will see pretty dry conditions throughout the day. It'll be after sunset into the overnight that we track some shower and thunderstorm activity for us on Saturday. Sunday night having the best chance for shower and thunderstorm activity in our area. And this also similar to Saturday, dry during the day. It'll be after midnight, extending into Monday morning that we see that rain chance for the area. So maybe a soggy start to our Monday heading into that morning commute, but the rest of the afternoon should be dry for Monday. Model guidance adjusting a bit here in terms of potential rainfall amounts when all of this rain activity is over with. Much of southern Minnesota, northern Iowa could be looking at rainfall amounts anywhere from, say, half an inch, upwards of an inch, inch and a half. But notice here now in parts of northern Iowa towards the Highway 18 corridor in North Iowa, towards Mason City, Charles City, extending as far south as the Waterloo area. That direction may be upwards of 2+ inches of rainfall may be possible. The good news is we're not expecting to see these totals in one sitting. I do think because of our duration over 4 days, we could be looking at we'll take the advantage here of the moisture, but less concerns for flooding potential. So we'll take that advantage while we have it. Tomorrow, expecting to see pretty seasonal temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. 70 forecast for Mankato. Again, a dry day part for this weekend. More of an overnight shower and thunderstorm risk for the area. Shower, though, rain activity continuing there into early Monday. 10-day forecast for the Rochester area. Looking at some very seasonal temperatures in the coming days. Dry by Tuesday, following what will be a 4-day stretch of multiple rain chances for the area. Again, not a washout for this weekend, but keeping the umbrella handy will be a good thing to do here heading into this weekend.
Keep the umbrella handy when you go out into the car. Maybe even leave it in your car in some places if you're going to be going out, and always a good thing to have just whenever you're about, even for the sun.
Yeah.
Even when you have the sun later this week, always a good thing to, make sure you're not getting sunburned.
Wear the sunscreen.
Exactly. Sunscreen and umbrellas. That's my key to life right there, folks. Appreciate it, Sarah. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Here's one more look at that 10-day forecast as we track a little more moisture back into the region. The great news is, though, if you do have some outdoor weekend plans, really no need to alter or adjust them. However, we are looking at more of an overnight risk for thunderstorm activity Saturday night, but more especially Sunday night into early Monday. So I'd say if you're doing any camping or some overnight outdoor activities, that's probably when you need the rain gear for sure. But we are looking at some stray shower and thunderstorm activity Friday afternoon into the evening hours, and then maybe a bit of a wet start to the commute come Monday. From there, we look at some dry conditions Tuesday into the end of the week, even looking ahead to next weekend. Hard to believe we're tracking out this weekend and looking ahead to next weekend. Temperature-wise, no complaints there, pretty seasonal. However, because of the rain returning this weekend, we are expecting dew points to climb. So even as I was out on the weather patio here throughout the last hour, I kind of noticed that uptick in the humidity. So starting to see that humidity creep up a little bit. We'll definitely feel it by tomorrow, though.
All right. Keep it dry, though. We want to keep it dry. Thank you so much for watching here at KGBC News at 9. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great
a beautiful day out today throughout southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. Plenty of sun and those temperatures very comfortable, seasonal. In fact, in the upper 70s to low 80s, right about average, maybe a degree or two off at best, but a great day and not too much humidity. However, the last hour or so, as I've stepped outside a couple times, noting that those dew points are starting to rise. Here's a look at current dew points. We're sitting into those lower 60s here in Rochester. You can see the 50s up towards northern Minnesota. Notice to our south, upper 60s, even 70 right now for a dew point in Des Moines. You can see where the wind is coming from the south. So we'll be looking at a lot more of that higher humidity back in the forecast starting tomorrow. So we increase those dew point levels tomorrow. We increase some cloud cover by the afternoon as we track some spotty showers and thunderstorms. We could be looking at a possibility of maybe a few stronger thunderstorms later tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, monitoring that very closely. But temperature wise, not too bad into the upper 70s, low 80s. That'll be seasonal. Just keeping an eye on our next rain chance. We're also monitoring more rain chances into this weekend. So I'll break down all those details, timing in your first alert forecast coming up.
Sounds good, Sarah. Thank you.
We are looking forward to some moisture in the coming days, and with that comes more humidity. So that will be on the rise. Temperature-wise, it won't be too bad here the next few days, staying seasonal in the upper 70s to low 80s. But I am monitoring the chance for shower and thunderstorms later tomorrow afternoon and into this weekend. I have the first alert to the latest timing and potential rainfall amounts by early next week. We'll talk more about those forecast details in your first alert weather coming up.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
We are tracking more humidity in the next couple of days. It'll be a bit of a sticky, uncomfortable weekend. Temperature-wise, not too bad, but we are tracking the next big thing. Not only will that be the humidity, but mostly rain. That's what we're keeping a close eye on. A little bit more of an active pattern here the next few days, but the good news is not a washout. I will say I want to give you the first alert to some possible thunderstorms that may be on the strong side heading into tomorrow. This would be mainly for the afternoon, evening hours, and we're looking at a level 1 out of a level 5 severe risk for Friday, and this has been added here for today, including southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So should we see some thunderstorms that have a little more oomph to them, reaching that strong to severe criteria, wind and hail would be our primary threats for tomorrow. Overall confidence, not very high, but threat not completely zero. So monitoring Friday very closely. We're looking at a few showers and storms possible after about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, so more of a late afternoon, early evening time frame. And again, kind of keeping that question mark next to the threat for the potential for some strong storms. So monitor things closely heading into tomorrow, especially if you have some outdoor plans. The good news is heading into this weekend, the day part looking dry for us on Saturday and again on Sunday. Saturday's chance, better opportunity would be after sunset into the overnight hours for some showers and storms. And I think by Sunday night into early Monday, that would be the best chance that our area has for some showers and thunderstorms. More of an isolated threat here for Sunday night, but timing wise would be after midnight extending into Monday morning. So maybe a bit of a wet start to your Monday morning commute. In terms of rainfall amounts, they've kind of increased a bit here in the last 24 hours. And so this will be through Monday. Much of the area could be looking at about a ½ inch on the lower side, potentially upwards of an inch, inch and a half on the higher side. I do want to point out, though, in portions of North Iowa, especially along the Highway 18 corridor and south towards Waterloo, could be looking at some isolated amounts upwards of 2+ inches of rainfall when all is said and done. The good news is because we are looking at this rain over a 4-day stretch, hopefully that can alleviate the potential for flooding risks. We're just going to be seeing some very good rainfall amounts for the area. Heading into tomorrow, looking at highs into the upper 70s to low 80s. 10-day forecast for southern Minnesota, northern Iowa here. We're looking at high temperatures this weekend through into early next week into those lower 80s. So very seasonal temperature wise, but the higher humidity levels will make things feel a bit uncomfortable. And again, that's because of the rain that's on the way. Hoping to see some relief from the humidity by next week as we track temperatures into the 70s there, but some dry conditions. Temps though maybe taking a bit of a dive towards those lower 70s, say by next weekend.
Sounds good, Sarah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We are keeping an eye on some rain chances here the next few days. We are tracking some straight to isolated activity. So no washouts are expected here. And the good news is if you have some outdoor weekend plans, unless you're outdoors overnight, you should be able to see those plans go smoothly with no issues. Between Saturday night and Sunday night, that will be the overnight opportunities that we're watching for those showers and storms. More of a late afternoon, early evening chance for tomorrow. And again, dry day parts here for Saturday and Sunday. A bit of a wet commute may be possible here heading into Monday as we track the showers and storms, but looking forward to some drier conditions as we transition into later next week. I will say, though, dew points will be on the rise here overnight, so we are looking at some pretty muggy conditions heading into this weekend. Nick? We are looking at some upcoming rain chances here for this weekend, but before we get to that 10-day, let's talk about our garden gallery winner here tonight. We have Christy and Ben from Elgin. Some beautiful flowers there. Congratulations. You guys can head on over to Custom Retaining Wall and Landscaping to pick up your $10 gift card. And here's a look at that 10-day forecast. We're looking at some pretty seasonal temperatures on the way for this upcoming weekend into the upper 70s, some low 80s. We are monitoring, though, some periodic shower and thunderstorm chances, mainly straight to isolated. I'd say the best chance for thunderstorm activity would be overnight Sunday night into early Monday. Stray chances tomorrow late afternoon into the evening hours, and then again a stray once more for Saturday night into early Sunday. Past Monday, though, we are looking at some dry conditions and more seasonal temperatures in the 70s there throughout the rest of next week. So monitoring those rain chances here the next few days. I've got to say, though, dew points, though, will be on the rise. So it'll be uncomfortable once again. The air you can wear is back, unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
It's bad.
Sounds like August to me.
Sounds like August, it's back.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We're done for the night, but we'll be back tomorrow with KTDC News.